Yeah, man, it's the one only DJ Chase, the pregame part of this podcast right here. WDJCDB, DJ Chase Radio, down that DJ app, DJ Chase Radio mobile app, man. Today, Spotify podcast, Apple podcast, and YouTube, DJ Chase TV. But enough of all that. We got the one, the only, New York City's own, should I say Atlantic City's own as well, too?
Whatever you want to say, brother.
Gotcha. Atlantic City's own DJ Herbert Holler in the building.
Herbert.
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 Herbert Holler.
Herbert.
Herbert.
That's right.
Herbert Holler in the building. What's going on, brother? First of all, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling loose and ready to rock this interview here.
For sure, for sure. Now I want to get into your background a little bit. Once again, people don't know you. People should know you. You pretty popular guy, you know. So
sometimes for not the right reasons, but here we are.
Nothing wrong with that, man. So you're from Atlantic City, New Jersey, correct?
Originally from the Atlantic City area, a little town like 10 minutes from the first casino called Margate. Grew up in the AC casinos, went to Atlantic City High School, born in Atlantic City Hospital.
Yeah.
So that's Jersey Shore things, you know.
For sure, man. Yeah. Now I go to AC a lot. I've been in AC more than I can count.
Ooh, you know, I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
You know what it was? Is my getaway. I'm from New York, but I moved down to Charlotte now, so that was my little Atlantic City was like my getaway from New York. So that's why I was going to go to Atlantic City. Yeah,
it's a great getaway.
For sure. Now, how was it growing up in Atlantic City for you?
It was great, man. I have absolutely no complaints. I had a good childhood. Yeah. I can't, I know it's unvogue to complain about how rough your childhood was, but man, mine really wasn't. And I'm really blessed and grateful for that.
For sure. Yeah. Now I want to ask this. Now I go to Atlantic City a lot. What's your favorite casino?
I'm always partial to resorts because my father was food and beverage director in the 80s and I grew up there.
Yeah.
I saw like Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Engelbert Humperdinck, Julio Iglesias, Liberace. So for me, it'll always be resorts, that old school traditional.
Yeah.
I love the deco vibe to it. It'll always be resorts.
For sure. I'm a little partial to Harrah's, but it's all right.
All right.
I'm a Harrah's guy.
Right. Okay.
And I want to ask this: what's your nationality?
Me? I'm American, but I'm Jewish.
Okay.
Yeah. So
gotcha.
I guess. Yeah, I'm American. That's how I answer. What nation am I? I'm American, but as a Jew, we're always tied to another piece of land. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I asked that because for a few reasons why I asked that, right? And I try not to touch on race or anything like that. But once again, your trajectory, you have a shirt called Hip Hop Junkie on. Mm-hmm. And how does a Jewish kid from Atlantic City get exposed to hip hop? That's
well, it was at Atlantic City High School. Well, I was over. I mean, look, Rapper's Delight was a worldwide hit.
Yeah, for sure.
NWA they were big. Public Enemy was big. Beastie Boys were big. Digital Underground was big. Eazy-E was big. I mean, I was exposed to these things even before high school, even before Atlantic City High School. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you had a TV or a radio, you were exposed to hip hop. I mean, this T-shirt actually was given to me by Greg Nice from Nice and Smooth, but that's another story. Yeah, I mean, I just love the music and I do what I love, and here we are.
For sure. Now I want to ask this question. Now, let's take it back a little bit. Mm-hmm. Because once again, I'm a DJ. Every DJ has a different story or reason why they do it. And when they the very first time they DJ, every DJ can remember it. What was it like DJing your first party?
It was nervous.
Yeah.
I was opening up for Evil D.
Black
Moon, Beat Minus.
Black Moon, Beat Minus, yeah.
A little lounge, not many people were there, but I was still nervous because I knew he was there. And I had gotten a bunch of records from King George's record store on Essex Street. King George, what's up, King George? And it was my very first time. DJ E-Love, who then went by Erica Hamilton, who now goes by Tokyo Rose. It was her party, and she put me on. And I was just nervous. I was just trying to do the turntables justice and do justice by Evil D and justice by, more importantly, the people that are there, because that's what it's all about. It ain't about you, ain't about other DJs or promoters. It's about the people in your room. What do they want, and would I do a good job? And I did all right. played a couple songs I think a little too fast. I remember to this day it'll never leave my brain. This one dude, he said, "Oh, it's a little fast," and I remember that because it was "I Want to Thank You," Alicia Myers, and it was a little fast,
Yeah.
and I've never forgot that to this day. Yeah, if he's listening, if he listens to this, he's gonna know what I'm talking about. He's gonna start laughing. But I still talk to the dude. I'm drawing a blank on his name, but a lot of
Yeah,
cats know him. He's a funny dude. But anyway,
for
yeah.
sure. And I want to ask this right now. Every DJ started somewhere. I
Hmm.
started on vinyl. I'm very
Hmm.
sure you started on vinyl.
Yes, I
What was
did.
your first pair of turntables?
My first pair of turntables were the Technique 1200s. I bought them from Turntable Lab. Those are my dudes.
Yeah.
They sold them to me at cost,
Mm.
and I borrowed money to get them.
I'm about to
And
say that back then that's expensive.
they were at cost. They were 500.
Yeah,
So I borrowed money from family to get them. In about a couple months, I paid the family back.
for
The
sure,
rest
for
is
sure.
history. Yeah.
You was on it. You was on it. And
Mm.
okay, well, now we're gonna do a little DJ talk right quick. Vinyl or
Mm.
digital?
Whatever you need to do to get the job done, man. The people don't care.
They
Nobody
don't.
fucking care. Can I
They
curse?
don't. Yeah, go ahead. Go. Yeah, hell yeah.
Nobody fucking cares.
They don't fucking care.
Like unless you're in one of these new fandangled listening bars, which by the way is some hot shit because bullshit because listening bars are lounges.
Yeah,
They've taken this idea from Japanese spots to really put emphasis on the music, but the emphasis was always on at these lounges. People came to these lounges to hear DJs. So the whole listening bar shit is just like whatever. It's like real estate salespeople who try to call a neighborhood what it is like Sobro. Like, all right,
oh
whatever, dude.
yeah.
Whatever, cuz,
It's whatever.
it's
We
just a
just live there.
lounge,
It's just loud. Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
So whatever people it's really about the people. It ain't about you. So if you
Yeah.
got a room full of audiophiles who are really nerdy about this shit,
Mhm.
you might want to like at least make sure the MP3s you're playing are 320 or higher, right?
For sure.
But most of the people you're playing for, they don't really care about quality and vinyl. They just want to like
Dance and look stupid.
smile and be removed from where they are and all this
Right.
talk about like vinyl. I don't eat a bowl of dicks. I don't give a shit. Just,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
You good. Listen. This is what this is for. This is what my show is about because once
Okay.
again, all right, we're gonna do one more. Pioneer Rain.
Pioneer Rain. At this point in my career, it's Pioneer.
Okay.
When I
Gotcha.
started, it was Rain.
Yeah.
But Pioneer to me is just a little more robust and smooth, a little more digital, a
Yeah.
little more with it. It's really about a visual thing. Like
Yeah.
I love the 900 NX the Nexus. I just
Yeah.
love it. It's just like it's to me it's perfection. And it's annoying to
Yeah.
me when like Serato and these other companies are trying to like keep on improving.
Yeah, it's too much. Yeah. I don't
Why?
like
It's
why.
like
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
say
got the big boy right here. I got the Pioneer, the DDJ, the 1000, the 1000. Yeah,
okay.
1000. Yeah, I got the big boy. Yeah.
I really like mixing in my
Mm.
headphones with the Nexus. You can the main is here and the channel you're bringing in is here.
Oh yeah.
And I just got it because being in a New York apartment with babies and kids, like I got addicted to that.
Yeah.
There's no sound delay because
Yeah.
it's right here.
Yeah.
So now like I don't even bother. Like some of the new Pioneer mixers or maybe the Rain mixers have a patch that
Mm.
actually does that. They don't come
Oh
with
wow.
that functionality, but you
Yeah.
can download that to the mixer. So I've thought about those, but
Yeah.
man, like
Pioneer.
nothing is broken in my business. Why do I need to upgrade? Nothing is broken. I'm
Right.
working every weekend. I'm making good money. I'm content. The clients are happy. Don't force me to upgrade. The 3000s, like, come on.
Yeah, they wild.
Leave me alone.
They bugging with that. You know what's crazy? When I bought this, I was saying in my head, I'm like, okay, they tripping now. Like, cause I dropped what like 1600. I played outright. I bought a 1600 for this, and I'm like, why are they making another one? Like this one is fine. Like I don't. It has all the outputs, inputs. I don't know. I don't get it. But they just greedy. At this
Yeah, I
point, I
mean,
think they're just greedy.
I, I can't. I refuse to believe it's just greed that drives them. I think it has to do with well, bottom line, which is greed, but then also it's just like being on top of the trends, making sure that they're still
Mm,
pioneering,
yeah,
pioneering,
pioneering.
the way forward, you know?
Gotcha. And I want to
Yeah.
take it. I want to take a step back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like you've once again, you're super duper accomplished, and you know, as I was reading, you know, your background, you had a little delinquent, as you would describe yourself, delinquent youth. What made you want to be a DJ full time professionally?
Um, it was nothing that I thought I would do. It was nothing that I was striving for. It was nothing that I was groomed for.
Yeah,
I loved music. I loved to entertain. And I remember I had this job where I was a music editor at this spot, and I heard this mix CD, and this DJ was mixing records together. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I could do that. Like I
yeah,
feel what that just happened. I could do that.
yeah.
And then I started doing it, and it was like I was a nightlife kid, I was a club kid. I'm like, there might be a future in this.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like there might be, I love to entertain. I love to make people smile.
mm.
And I was pre-med at school. I wanted to be a psychiatrist to help people smile more, right? To,
Got
to
you.
really distill it down to
That makes total sense.
so and then I started getting involved with comedy. I was with the Upright Citizens Brigade. I was at their first theater when it first opened, and I was doing improv, and I was like, I didn't see that that would be sustainable, but I did see parlaying my club kid life into and I was working for promoters and record labels and magazines. I was working for Def Jam and Raucous Entertainment and Giant Step, and I was writing for The Source, and I was fact checking for The Source and Flyer magazine and the Fridge magazine. And I was like, I'm involved in the scene, and I could really do this DJ thing,
Mm,
and I really liked it. So there
mm.
it is.
For sure, for sure. Now I want to ask this, right? Because like you said, you was pre-med and you come from you say you had a good background. Now, all DJ
We were comfortable. We weren't
comfortable.
we were at want for nothing, and I am very grateful for that.
For sure. Now, most DJ parents, they're gonna say you have a backup plan. How did your parents feel when you told them you was gonna be a DJ full time?
I mean, look, when I was growing up, I was always the weirdo.
Yeah.
I got kicked out of a bunch of schools. I was already breaking their heart.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So like this
Hmm.
was just another broken heart in a long line of broken hearts. You know what I mean? Like at one point they
Yeah.
were just like, let Kenny, that's my real name, Kenny,
Gotcha.
let him go and do what he does. We can't do anything about it. He's gonna do what he does. But I was determined enough, which they knew, and I was smart enough to make whatever I needed to do happen.
For sure.
But they gave up on me a long ass time ago. Like all my closest friends are like my closest homies are like nobody knows who they are. They're in finance, they're in medicine, they're like
Yeah.
illegal. They're, doing shit that has nothing to do with I do. Like that's all the people that I grew around,
Mm.
up around. Those are my close peoples. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But like I was this weirdo that always went against the grain and just did what I wanted to do. And like that's yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure, for sure. Now you get a lot of DJ business, and you've been doing this, like I said, for a long time. And
Mm.
do you find like okay, because you also do your own events, do you find
Mhm.
it easier to like getting gigs from doing your own events versus booking agents, or do you find booking agents easier?
I don't work with any booking agents.
You do everything yourself,
I do everything myself.
for
It's
sure.
a lot of hard work.
Mm,
Um, but I, I I've never had a booking agent to come to me and say, I want to represent you and this is what I'm going to get you.
mm,
Never had that opportunity.
mm,
And I don't know if I would take it if I had it.
mm.
Because some of these larger agencies, it's like they're going to meet you halfway, you know? So
Yeah,
let me just go the other half of the way.
yeah.
What do I need you for, you know?
Mm.
I would entertain those offers, but they just never happened for me, and it's okay.
Nah, for
You
sure.
know?
Once again, because I get so many people that ask me different questions, and my show
Right.
is geared towards the business of music. Me being a DJ, me in the same field as you. You know what I'm saying? We come from two different worlds and two different
Yeah.
backgrounds, but we still think alike. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's always in a sense of, you know, sometimes you want to quit. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever reached a point where you was like,
Sometimes,
as a DJ, as an independent DJ, you want to quit every
look,
day?
when
Yeah.
when I had my first child,
Mm,
there was a lot of existential angst.
Yeah.
Like, is this what dad's supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Leaving the house at 10 a.m., 10 p.m., coming back at 4 a.m.? Is that really
Yeah.
what daddy is supposed to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
And none of the income is consistent.
Nope.
Is this the type of dad that I'm supposed to be? And that was a rough period in my life.
Yeah.
But I stayed true to it, and I just knew that you can't make decisions that are based on high anxiety.
Mm.
You have to wait for those lucid moments when you're at peace.
Mm.
When, and then at those moments, if you want to question what you're doing, then you make moves. But you can't make moves when there's angst or when there's anxiety or when there's depression or when you're itchy. You really got to slow down. And that was a tough
Mm.
period in my life when I was like leaving. My
Mm.
wife was putting down the kid and I'm leaving to go to a gig.
Yeah, for sure.
And that at that moment too was the moment where I said I'm going to do more private gigs because those shits end at 10,
You know,
not
it's funny
4 a.m.
that was one of my next questions too. I was going to ask you, do you like corporate events better or clubs or lounges?
I like both. I would say that certainly corporate events are way easier
Yes, for
because
sure.
you get paid a guacamole, and you're home by 10 o'clock.
Yep.
But if you do a club night that you produce, the money is exponentially better.
Mm.
So it's always about balance for me. Variety is the spice
Mm.
of life, and I love doing corporates and private gigs, weddings, mitzvahs, birthdays, brand launches, galas, benefits, but whatever, and those club things.
Yeah.
That balance, keeping yourself busy,
Yeah.
keeping your schedule fleshed out and robust.
Mm.
I think that's a very important thing as a DJ.
Got you. And I want to ask this question. This is a personal question. This is not even
Yeah.
for the audience.
You can
Now,
bro, you
what
can get as personal as you want to get with me.
for
I am
sure.
not scared at this point in my life. And when my book comes out,
Yeah.
my gosh, it's going to be an ugly thing.
Well, I need an autographed copy when it come out.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure. I want to ask this, right? Like, you know, do you find it in yourself? You say, okay, I do all these events. I do
Mhm.
corporate events. I do. Do you feel like, you know what? Sometimes I should have went on a label side versus being on the independent DJ side.
Label side meaning represented by a label or by an
Yeah,
agency.
or yeah, like, do you ever feel like, okay, like subconsciously, do you ever feel like, okay, maybe I should have went more of the, like you said, you never had the opportunity from a booking agent, but do
Book
you feel
agent.
like, you know what, okay, I should have just positioned myself
I
for
don't
that?
think I could do it. I
Mm,
don't think I have the ability to mold myself for somebody else's narrative.
got you. Okay,
I
yeah,
have
that's
to
what I want to
tell
know.
my story,
Yeah.
and I just have to go forward and work. Look, there have been times in my life where I've really been challenged,
Mm,
where that question that you just asked, haunts you. And
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, all I know is who I am and what I do, and I just have to go forward and keep my head down and work.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and the story tells itself.
for sure. And then I want to ask this question. I was just writing it down. Do you ever feel like, you know what, you wanted to be on like national radio versus just strictly, DJing,
It just
independent DJing, I
never,
call it.
it really never, the opportunity never really came my way.
Mm,
And I never looked back and said, why not?
mm-hmm,
Or said, what if? It's just
mm-hmm.
like, it never really came my way. And if it does come my way, I would entertain it, but it's really about what makes sense as in SCNCE and CENTS.
Got you.
My time and
Yeah.
the events that I do. I mean, producing a party is a full-time job.
That's
People
why I
don't
don't. That's why I
understand
don't do it. I've never done it. I've never
when
done it.
when they come out to the club, that's just the tip of the iceberg. They don't see all the rest of the
Yeah.
stuff that happens. They see the
Security.
fate,
Yep.
they
They
see
don't
the
see none of that.
faces at the party, they
Yep.
see the hosts, they see the DJs, but they have absolutely no idea what it took to get everybody there.
Yeah.
And it can be a 40 to 50 hour work week.
Yeah.
And that has a lot to do with what went down with me.
And do you ask this? You said something earlier that kind of struck me. Do you feel like, your background in understanding people and psychology? Do you feel like that helps you with DJing?
Yeah,
Like being able to understand and read the room.
I think psychology has a little to do with it. I think it I think it more has to do with a sensitivity to validation.
Mm,
I, I stand by what I say that DJs are some of the worst people in the world.
Yep.
I stand by that. And the
For
reason
sure.
is
For sure.
because we are out there many nights a week
Yeah.
searching for validation.
Yep. Yeah.
That's what you're doing. When you put a record, it's not about what you like. It's about, do you like it? Validate my decision and my song here. Oh, then I'm great. That's what we
Wow.
do. Like we just want to make other people happy.
You know what's funny that you said that? That's God is crazy. I don't know if you're a religious man, but God is crazy. I was just watching a movie just a little while ago, and I was saying it in my head. I said, you know what's crazy? All musicians, I feel like it was a movie about music, and
Yeah.
I was like, all musicians, like we always want to like. I think we get into music because we want validation from our parents, and I was just saying that in my head before. I was like, sometimes it's like, okay, my dad did music. Hey, dad, do you like this mix? Do you like this song? Do you like? Oh,
Right.
your mother, do you like this song? And that's funny. I was just saying that in my head
Yeah, I
earlier.
mean, like my
Yeah,
parents definitely had influence on me with music, but
yeah,
really, like, I think it has to do with me. That's some sucker shit, though, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
Always
It
needing
is.
someone else to
Yep.
validate your decisions.
Yeah, it's a
But
terrible way to live. It's a terrible way
that's
to
what,
live.
and we do it for a
And we do
living.
living. It's a terrible way to live.
We
Terrible way
do
to
it for
live.
a living, but that's what entertainment is. Like you,
Yeah,
as a comedian, as a dancer, as a singer, as a host, as a whatever type of performance artist you are, you're always
yeah.
living for that
And
validation
I
in a
always say
way.
it's abusive. It's an abusive, like self-abusive way to
Right.
do it. Like, and I want to ask this question more of a lighter note. You DJ'd all over, all over. Where has been your favorite event to DJ? What has been your favorite event to DJ? Excuse me.
Well, my old school party is great. I
Yeah.
always like that. That's great. But there have been a lot of events that I thought that were awesome. I mean, one time I DJ'd this house music party.
Mm,
A lot of the people there were like the Shelter crowd and the
mm,
New Jersey house crowd.
mm.
And it was official. And I was
Yeah.
opening up for Sting International. I was supposed to go an hour, but he was like, you're doing your thing, go 2 hours.
Wow. That's
That
what's
was a
up.
special moment for me because
That's what's
like
up.
house music can be incredibly cleansing and spiritual.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's different. It's
Yeah.
different. It really goes to a deeper place if you're playing like soulful house and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was one that I'll always remember. But there've been so many. Like
Yeah.
the old school party is just every single month in New York and in Philly. It's just like people love it.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel good that I'm making people feel good and making people happy, making people forget their worries. That's why I do this. I don't do this because it's easy. I
Mm.
don't do this for the DAPs. DAPs don't buy diapers. You know,
Word, real talk, real talk.
like I do it because I love to make people happy and to like see people smile. And that feeling for me is that healing that I'm doing.
Yeah,
It's not even a power trip. It's just like I feel so good making people happy.
yeah, for
And
sure, for
that's
sure.
how I want to spend my life.
Yeah, and I want to ask this. One of my last questions before we get out here is this, right? You've done a lot. You've accomplished a lot. You know what I'm saying? You still got a ways to go. I would say, and you're probably to yourself. Have you feel like you've accomplished everything that you wanted to accomplish, DJing and music wise?
Hell no.
Nah.
I think I'm an asshole. I think I have more to do.
Yeah.
I have more to do on myself personally. I think I care too much. Even when the gig is over and the dance floor is empty and everything is done, that thing that need for validation can follow you like a demon.
Mm,
It haunts you. So when you're online during the day and somebody's talking shit
mm,
or it follows you and you're just like, God, that really hurts, you
mm,
know? So I feel like the work on myself is never done.
for sure.
And I feel like there's definitely, and as far as the DJ work,
Mm,
there's still so many things that I can do that I haven't done yet and
mm,
people that I can reach,
mm,
but the process itself is multifaceted. It's not just rocking as a DJ, but like making sure that you're doing right by yourself and by your God and by your family.
mm.
And that is a work in progress forever. If you can, once you unplug, leave that need for validation there.
Yeah, for
Come
sure.
home and then be like confident and like content. And I can't really say that I'm there yet. And I want to be, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So the work never ends.
For sure. And then one of my very last questions is this
Yeah.
too. As far as I would say I've DJed before social media and after social media, right?
Mhm.
And what do you feel about like Me personally, I don't like it. That's my personal preference.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about like these so-called DJs now that just get a controller and DJ on TikTok? All of a sudden, they call themselves DJs. How do you feel about that?
You let them live.
Yeah.
Let them be. I don't. That doesn't bother me. Call yourself a DJ. Go out and do the big gigs. Get paid more than me. Like, I don't got time to invest in how that affects me. I'm fine with it. It just doesn't really have any impact on me. It's like, all right, there's a video of you DJing, but then nothing's plugged into your mixer, so you're not really doing anything. I mean, like, I was on this video a long time ago. Somebody took like a video of me and they were asking what, and they said to me, "What is soul?" I remember who said it. I'm not gonna say his name because he's a fucking douchebag.
Word.
But he interviewed me and he said, "What is soul to you, Herbert?" I said, "Soul is Britney Spears." He said, "Soul is whatever the person listening feels in their soul."
Yeah.
If you feel Ice Spice in your soul, God bless you. God bless you. Yay.
Yeah.
Good for you. Like who am I to say, that she's the worst MC I've ever heard in my life? Who am I to say that Chief Keef is absolute garbage?
Yeah.
These are my opinions, but you do you. Like who am I to tell you what to do? So it doesn't, I don't try to get all of it. I know like the old school OG DJs are like, oh no, shut the fuck up.
For sure. Now, my very, very last question, Mr. Herbert Holler, is this, right? Okay. Now, you're one of New York City's biggest club DJs, I would say. You rock a lot of things. You rock a lot of events. Now, what advice would you give any up-and-coming DJ today? What would you say? You know what, young blood? This is how you get from point A to point Z. What would you say to that person?
It doesn't matter what you use. It doesn't matter what you like. It's all about the people that are paying to hear you. It's all about your dance floor. Get rid of your entire self and give everything you have to your dance floor. Every single time you DJ, your room, if there's no dance floor, then it's a room, then it's a client, then it's a vibe. Remove yourself from the equation, except for your discerning ear and your ability to mix well and position songs and select songs and tell a story. Other than that, remove everything else because nobody fucking cares about you. You're nothing and you are no one. Just play that shit that makes them happy and then go the fuck home and shut the fuck up.
You know what it is, my guy, my brother, New York City's own, Atlantic City's own, DJ Herbert Holler. You got any music mixes coming out? Any new mixes or remixes coming out?
What's that? Am I supposed to do remixes?
Oh, I'm asking. You got any mixes coming out?
I've never made a remix in my life. Sorry. Sorry.
You know what's crazy? I was like, let me just mess with you. Let me just mess with you.
No, it's okay because most DJs do that. I know. Like this. I bet. I mean, I see you. You got this fly house. You're living life. You got this whole setup. I know you got remixes because you got plaques, awards, you got certificates. I see it, so I know you got it. But I ain't got it. All I got is just like my dance floor and my loyal patrons and people that just want to dance. That's all I got.
You know this, man. My brother, thank you. This is one of the funnest interviews I've done in a long time. DJ Herbert Holler, man. Where can they find you? The website is lit. I like your website. I'm actually you inspired me to refix my website. So your website is fire. Where can they find you?
HerbertHoller.com. Everything is there. And if you want to follow me on Instagram or Facebook or Threads, I'm not really on X anymore because Elon Musk hates Jewish people. You can find me at Herbert Holler, HerbertHoller. And just email me, Herbert@HerbertHoller.com. And then I'm out here. I'm always out here.
He's expensive. He's an expensive DJ. You know this man is DJ Chase, the pregame part of this podcast. DJ Herbert Holler in the building. DJChaseRadio.com, DJChase.net, Spotify podcast, Apple podcast, and YouTube DJ Chase TV. Yeah.